So welcome to Bocconi, and welcome to our Master of Science, EMIT, which stands for Economics and Management of Innovation and Technology. Let me first of all introduce who we are. So the people that you will see on screen today, my name is Miriam Mariani, and I'm the director of this Master of Science. Professor Corrocker is the Deputy Director of EMIT. Now, before moving on, I will let you know a little bit about the agenda of today's presentation. So first, I will tell you what EMIT is about, so the core competencies that you will build while at EMIT. Then we will move on with the study plan, so the structure of the course and the type of trajectories that our students can take while at EMIT. And then finally, we will give you information about the placement of our students and the career opportunities that our graduates have. Clearly, more information are available from our website, from the EMIT website. And then at the end of this presentation, we have time for questions if you have any. Now, EMIT. So why EMIT? Why should you select to enroll in EMIT? And what is specific about EMIT that you cannot find elsewhere? So first of all, I think, and this is the big strength of our program, this is a unique combination, a great combination that EMIT offers you in terms of economics and management, in terms of the methods that we employ to teach our students, in terms of the different topics and the different subjects that they can take at EMIT. So what we do here basically in terms of the combination between economics and management is that anything we teach is such that analytical thinking basically is applied to real business applications and real business cases. To do what? So what is the final and the ultimate goal of using economics and management at EMIT? The goal is to develop competencies in order to be able to manage the innovation process. What do we mean by innovation process? So here at EMIT, innovation process is the whole process that starts from finding out new market opportunities that new technologies, new demand needs uncover, and then to develop new ideas in order to meet these new market opportunities, and then translate these ideas into real market applications and real new businesses, new firms, new line of businesses. So this is basically what EMIT teaches our students. And clearly innovation and technological change, as we all know, produce important implications, important consequences, economic, managerial, and welfare consequences. Our students must be aware of these competencies and should also address the implications of their decisions. Now, if this is the core of the program, and this is what we want to teach at EMIT to our students, the way we teach these new competencies is through two basic working principles. So these are the two general working principles. First, rigorous thinking should always guide the decision-making process. What do we mean by this? We mean that any type of decisions that both during our program and especially afterwards, when our graduates go to the labor market and find a job, any type of decisions that they might make should not be the outcome of gut feelings, but it should follow from a rigorous and a clear economic and theoretical thinking about the consequences that their actions and their decisions then will have. Let me give you an example. One of the majors that we offer at EMIT is a major in big data and business analytics. What is the way we teach in these majors, that the courses that we teach? So basically what we do is by starting from important, meaningful economic and managerial questions, issues that we want to solve, decisions that we might want to make. Then, after we think of the questions, we go to the theory and we try to make predictions about what we should observe in reality, in the data, in order to make a decision that is consistent with the question that we want to answer. And then, as a third step, we go to the data. We collect big data, small data, and then we compare the results from the data with the predictions that we make. And then, based on this comparison, we move to the decision-making process. So this is basically our first principle. The second one is that the type of profiles that we create, so the type of competencies that we create in our students are very internally diverse. So they cut, in a sense, across different functional areas. So our students do not specialize in a specific function, in a specific field. So they are not expert of, for instance, finance, the financing of inventive projects, or the marketing of innovation, and so on. But they are capable, they are able to put together all these different competencies. They are able to talk to people who have different abilities and different roles, because this is what the innovation process then will be about. Managing the innovation process means being able to pull together people with different complementarities and to join these complementarities together. This is how and why we teach our students to do this from the very beginning in these 2 years in which they are with us. Now, let me give you an example. Let me give you an example of what innovation is today. And here in this slide, I'll show you some familiar faces that you might recognize in terms of big innovators. Some of these are more recent innovators, are faces, and none, in any case, you might recognize here. So this shows you, so if we were in class, if we were not virtual, I would have asked you at this point what you notice about this slide, which is a little bit different compared to the way you think or you used to think about innovation. Since we are virtual, I will answer this question myself. And here I will notice two things of this slide. The first one is that innovation is not only about producing new material goods or new devices or improved devices. Innovation is also producing new services, thinking about new business models, thinking about new ways of providing old services. And this is what, for instance, the last three pictures in this slide would suggest you. And this is what also we teach our students, right? To think out of the box in a novel way about different types of services, products, and so on and so forth. Second, and this is the second answer that I would give you to what you notice about this slide, is that there are no women, right? So the question is here whether innovation and the jobs, professions that are typical of new, innovative, large corporations at the technological frontier, if these professions are a male domain. And the answer to this question is clearly no, this is not the case. And actually, this is one of the goals of EMIT. EMIT is a great gate through which women can make it to be at the top of the echelons of big technologically advanced corporations. And here you have, again, some familiar faces, but there are many other examples also from smaller firms, from startups. So women enter this profession, and EMIT is a great opportunity to create diversity, to start with our program, and then to move on in this profession. And as a matter of fact, typically our class is composed of a very inclusive and diverse environment in terms of gender, in terms of nationalities, and in terms of background. So having said this, let me hand the presentation over to Professor Roper for the second part of the introduction.
Thank you, Miriam. Thank you very much. Thank you all for being here, even if virtually. My name is Nicoletta Corrocker, and I'm the Deputy Director of the EMIT program. And what I will do is tell you a little bit about the program structure and try to understand how the principles and the most important components at EMIT unfolds into the program. So let me first say that we do have only one class. We have about 90 students, and the class, the program is entirely taught in English. The first year at EMIT really reflects the multidisciplinary approach that this course is taking in relation to analyzing innovation. So during the first semester, you do have the building blocks of the program that have to do both with innovation within companies, in particular with the courses of technology and innovation strategy, of venture capital evaluation, and also part of the course on fundamentals of innovation industrial change, but has to do also with the way in which companies interact with each other when it comes to innovation. Again, the course of economics of business strategy, in particular market behavior, is related to this, and also some parts related to the fundamentals of innovation, in particular in relation to the extent to which innovation has an impact on the external context. And the very important course of venture capital evaluation also shows you the interlinking between a company, its internal organization, and the external organizations that have to evaluate and maybe provide finance to the company. In the first semester, we will also have a seminar on behavioral skills. We'll come back to this, but this is a very important component of the EMIT program. It's not only about the hard knowledge and competencies, but also about the development of behavioral skills, the development of competencies that are very important in terms of building relations with the external environment. In the second semester, you will also have courses related to the way in which innovation unfolds into companies. And in particular, you will be confronted with a very important challenge, which is building your own company. And you will be evaluated by external people in terms of the business plan of your company, the idea behind your company. You will understand how difficult but also very stimulating it is to build a company. During this semester, you will also understand how the mechanism within companies unfolds in terms of transactions and incentives, always in relation to the development of innovation. And we will also have a very important course on data analytics and visualizations, in which you will learn not only how to collect data, but most importantly, how to interpret data, how to make sense of data, also in relation to the development of innovation. At EMIT, we have 4 majors. And during the second semester, you will also have to choose one elective course for the specific major you choose, or if you want to go on free track. These are the 3 elective courses: Innovation Growth and Sustainability, Innovation Management and Strategies, and IT Consulting. And these courses refer specifically to the different majors. So the first course is related to the major in Green Management and Sustainability. Innovation Management and Strategy course is the course related to the 2 majors of Technology and Innovation Management and Big Data and Business Analytics. And then finally, the course on IT Consulting is related to the major in IT Consulting. During the second year, you will have to choose a set of electives, but in addition to this, you will also have to attend an innovation workshop. And we structured these innovation workshops in order to provide you with basic knowledge and competencies in very important domains associated to innovation. So the first possible innovation workshop has to do with data analysis for managerial decision-making. The second one is related to collaborative strategies for innovation. And this is very important because innovation very often comes out of the interaction and collaboration across different companies or organizations. Third course is about innovation in the sharing economy, platforms and business models. This is a very important course considering the time that we're living in, the digital era, that we are currently living. And finally, innovation in services. As Miriam before mentioned, innovation is not just about developing new products, but it's more and more about developing new services, something that consumers might need or might not know that they need. And most of innovations in this particular time is actually innovation in services. The fourth semester is devoted to the internship, to writing thesis and complete the foreign languages. But let me mention that one of the most relevant asset, I would say, that AMIT provides you is the exchange programs, and in particular the double degree programs. Both programs are thought to be incredible opportunities for students to get to know different learning environments and of course also different international context. And in particular with the double degree, students have the opportunity to go to Rotterdam, CBS, Copenhagen Business School, Lisbon, Vienna, MGIMO in Moscow or Bergen, and get a second degree. So in parallel with the AMIT degree, you will also get a second degree. And we do believe that this is really a terrific opportunities for our students. And this has been a very successful program. Consider that at least half, even a bit more of the class usually go abroad in the second year in order to either carry out an exchange program or to enroll in a double degree program. Now, having said that, let me mention something about the teaching style. Now, this is a truly multidisciplinary course. It's a course about innovation that looks at innovation from different lenses. And this is really reflected into the teaching approach, which is highly multidisciplinary, highly interactive, where traditional lectures are typically accompanied in all courses by guest speakers coming from companies, coming from institutions, from different organizations. There are key areas related to innovation that are investigated through different lenses, through different disciplines, economics, management, and also law. Okay, and so everything that has to do with innovation, competitiveness, corporate strategy, internationalization is investigated through the lenses of very different disciplines. And this is, I think, one of the value added of the course. Not only this, but during our courses, you will have to do lots of group works and lots of project-based activities that really puts your hands into the real world of innovation and business strategy. For example, we did have a crowdsourcing project on innovation with Lego, a very interesting project for smart cities developed with Vodafone. And there is an annual contest with AXA, the insurance company, that revolves around thinking about possible innovations in the context of insurances. So you will really be confronted and challenged with different settings. I was mentioning before the fact that during the first year, you will also have to attend a behavioral skill course. And we do believe that this is very important together with the internship in order to develop skills that are analytical and relational. Okay, and we do think that this really provides a very important complement to the development of basic knowledge and competencies that you will learn during the AMIT program. Placement facts and figures, we're very proud of this. More than 60% of graduates actually are employed on the day of graduation. But what is more important is that they had a very high average number of job interviews, meaning that they could choose. They have on average 1.9 job offers. So students at AMIT are really able to find themselves placed into a job place that they usually have chosen and like very much. 1 year after graduation, we have basically 100% of students that are employed. And what is particularly relevant is that 1/3 of the class is employed in a foreign country. And this is not only foreign students that go back to their own countries, but it also pertains to Italian students that go abroad to have a work experience. Talking about work experience and career opportunities, let me mention that the graduate's profile of AMIT span across very different domains and role. Because if you think about that, innovation is pervasive and the development of innovative projects pertain to very different areas. So we do have AMIT students working as industry analysts and consultants on business development, particularly at the very large consulting companies or international organizations, or even regulatory authorities that deal with intellectual property protection and innovation. We do have graduates employed into business development or as project managers within multinational companies and sometimes even within startups. And finally, we do have digital strategists employed more and more in the big digital companies. Okay. We also have people specifically doing research for new product development and launch. And let me also mention a very important and distinctive trait of AMIT. Now, AMIT is about the development of innovation, is about the development of new ideas and the creativity behind new ideas. So we've had a quite number of students, of past students, that developed their own companies, that became entrepreneurs. And this is, I think, a very good, let's say, outcome of our program. And then finally, a few, of course, students can also undertake a PhD program, either in economics or management, or also in business strategy. I think this is it. Thank you very much for your attention, and we truly hope to see you soon at AMIT.